Theseton, love, peace, blessing, healing, abundance, all manner of health and wellness to you and your family. And I wanted to talk about something I think is so cool. If there's any other Star Trek fans out there, the Star Trek Discovery series really has some really cool science in it. One that I thought was really incredible was that they were actually traveling through the mycelial network, which is basically where all mushrooms come from, where they fruit from. And really interesting, concept about the similarity between our DNA and mushroom DNA. Very interesting. But what I wanted to talk about was when Discovery moves to the future, they actually time travel like 900 and some years. I think it's 930, 980 years to the future. And what the scientists are using at that point is something that they're calling programmable matter. And they need to form something, make something, mold something, create something that they use programmable matter to make it with. And what a really phenomenal and interesting concept. When we are just amazed by all of the research that has been shared with us about quantum physics. And there's a term called quantum entanglement, which basically means at one point everything was connected, everything. So and I like when Greg Braden's talking about the scientific presentation where they were explaining that at one point everything was about the size of a green pea. And then all of a sudden it got hot to like 100 million trillion zillion. Like they came up with this this measurement, how hot it was. And Greg Braden's like, come on, how do you know that it was that hot? And they're like, okay, let's just say it was really hot. So it's funny, sea scientists can be funny too. And but they say that all matter was connected at one point, and then all of a sudden, it was dispersed throughout our now ever expanding everything, total universe, and which is amazing. It's really cool for anybody interested in your own consciousness and something to add to your toolbox of consciousness. Abraham Hicks' explanation of the ever-expanding universe is very cool. But back to programmable matter, and quantum entanglement basically says that since everything was connected at one point, it still has a type of connection. And one of the experiments, very famous experiments, called the double slit experiment, where they shot a photon particle, and the photon had the opportunity to go through one of two slits, and what it did was it divided and it went through both. And they would also take photon particles and separate, splice them in half and separate them by miles and miles and miles away, and they would tickle the one half, and the other half that was not being tickled would display the same reaction. And so that's just a couple of experiments, but to make a long story short, they've proved without a shadow of doubt that once connected, always connected, and there is always an energetic field that remains. And so, like the ancients, told us, and like we're seeing the confirmation now in science, we're all connected, and we are also connected to everything material. And so, when we can, be aware of our energy and be aware of areas where our energy isn't serving us and may in fact be toxic and harming us, it's easy to just make a change. Just make it. We change that energy. Yesterday we were talking about entering into the subconscious to be able to change flawed mental programs. And the really cool thing is that things of fantasy movies like Doctor Strange and Lord of the Rings, all types of what people may call magic or wizardry, are scientifically viable. I mean, it turns out that we already have the software and the hardware within us as human beings to literally make it happen. And I know that just about all of us have had an experience, and this is really, really good to be able to anchor yourself to be able to anchor to this type of experience and then put it together with this type of reprogrammable knowledge. And we all have experiences where we say, boy, I like that. I like to have that happen. I'd like to have that. And it happened. And we know, we know that it was simply our desire and simply our request and simply our just imagining what it would be like to have it and simply desiring in a positive way to have it, that we know that is what in fact manifested it, whatever it was. And so if we can, remember those types of moments, remember how we felt, and have confirmation that, wow, that really is how our universe works. And the ancient teaching is that, that our Earth, the ancient term is called Mother Ovum, or the womb of the mother. And this is a school that we are here to understand how we operate, how energy works, to learn how to use energy and our willpower in a way that doesn't harm ourselves or others. And that's what the purpose of this life Earth experience, our Earth life experience, is for. And that we are infinite, we go on and on and on, we are eternal, but we're being prepared to be able to have a higher experience of energy. And so when we go out there, we're not doing and creating things that are harmful to others. And but to be able to operate according to our own will, we have to understand why we don't want to do harmful things, and with our compassion and learning empathy, apathy, oops. But anyway, with learning, that we are connected and that whatever we do does affect each other, this in fact is a perfect classroom for us to be able to learn and understand the power of our actions and how they create, and be able to graduate up into bigger and better things. I mean, look at the universe, it's out there. Of course, it's a matter of belief, or a matter of what you've been led to believe, but it sure does look like it's all out there just waiting for us to go out and finish the creation, be able to add our own touch to it. But first, we want to make sure that we are, with our own will, with our own understanding, stepping out into that place of power, and without harming others. And why not? I mean, who would want to harm others anyway? It's just usually we can see that a lot of times when it's repetitive, it's through misunderstanding or through memories of the past. And that's why the now is so important, so we can live without a past. We can still have our awareness of knowledge and wisdom, but not carry any negative baggage, hindrances, toxins from the past. And so when we think about programmable matter and how they use it in Star Trek, and we recognize that the truth is that the matter that we see manifested around us does in fact work that way. Of course, Mother Earth is manifesting according to the original instructions that were given by the Creator, to be able to have a space where we would be able to learn our power of creation. But it isn't finished. It's here. It's awaiting for us to add our touch to it and to understand, who we are. I mean, that's a whole understanding of Gnothi Seutan. Know yourself, know who you are. And when you start to know who you are and know the you that has been imposed upon you by others throughout your lifetime, recognize the difference, have the strength, authority, willpower, and it's the simple loving right to know that you are here to be who you truly are. And then let's do a little bit of let's have a little bit of fun and experimentation with our God-given powers of creation that are given to us personally. And so we recognize now that all matter is just waiting for us. It's like the scripture says, all of creation is waiting for the manifestation. Of course, that version used the sons of God, but we know that in the eyes of the Creator, sons and daughters are the same. There isn't sons over daughters, daughters over sons. There's just children. And we need each other. Male needs female, female needs male to be able to be complete. And so that's the truth, is that we are complete together. One does not have the right to rule over the other. And in fact, when you look at the the human history line and you go back, you find out that when we had a matriarchal, a female governed society, that it survived, and this is what archaeology shows, that it lived for hundreds of thousands of years on Earth without war, without any warfare. There's no record of any weapons being made during that time. Very, very interesting. If you interesting show on Gaia, I think it's called Ancient Civilizations, but really, really interesting, because again, it's not somebody's opinion. It's not somebody trying to push their religion. It's not the limited information that sometimes comes to us from the Middle East, because the information is blocked by a religious belief that thinks that humans were only here for 2 to maybe 3,000 years. But anyway, programmable matter. Everything is confirming that is in fact the universe that we live in. And again, we live in a friendly universe, not a harmful one. We live in a universe that is friendly to all beings. And so what we are really doing is we are learning how to use our God-given power in a positive way that does not harm ourselves or others, and that we're learning how to use and apply this programmable matter to first of all, I believe, restore the earth back to the original garden paradise, and then to be able to create our own garden paradises to be able to enjoy and share with an unlimited multitude. So with that, Gnothi Seutan, love, peace, blessing, all manner of abundance, prosperity unto you and your family. Namaste.